Alright, Shalom Akim. Before I get started with the lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and the glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushai Ba'Shem, our Kwadash. And of course, as always, double honors to our apostles and elders that rule well at Great Millstone. And salutations to all you sincere Akim that are preaching this word in all truth and in sincerity. Alright, so I just want to do this quick lesson. Alright, on what you see here. And, it says over 6,000 people held on huge cruise ship amid coronavirus fears. And you hear about this coronavirus spreading more and more each day. And this is just part of the signs and the times. The times that we're entering into, the times that we've been in. Okay, and then what's to come? All right, prophecy. Us growing up in this wicked society, wicked empire, Babylon. Esau used his predictive programming to show us a lot of stuff. And through a lot of that predictive programming, we actually see things that are going to take place. All right? Because the scriptures, the Holy Bible is a book of prophecy. Okay? So everything contained in the scriptures is prophecy. All right? And also everything that relates, all right, is prophecy. Okay, the scriptures predict, different diseases, man, different bioweapons, plagues, is what the scriptures call it, plagues, pestilence. Okay, and there's movies that show you. TV shows that show you of Babylon and these different pestilences plaguing the nations of the world. All right, the coronavirus is similar to, Ebola. And I remember there was Simpsons cartoons in like the 60s, 70s, 80s that predicted Ebola. And the talk of this coronavirus is spreading. Okay, they say the coronavirus itself is spreading. Okay, it's reached California. They're saying they found cases in Fresno, California. They found cases in a case right here in Turlock, California. So it's spreading. Okay, there's a lot of movies and TV shows that predict this as well, like I've been saying, like we've been saying. You got movies like Resident Evil, movies like Contagion, that movie Spawn. In the movie Spawn, the one with Michael James White, I believe that's his name, where he plays as the, fictional anti-hero, character, Spawn, which is a demon. Okay, a demon that supposedly rebels against a satanic hierarchy. Okay, in the Todd McFarlane comics. And in that movie, there's a guy that kills one of his top mercenaries or top commandos or whatever, kills him, and that commando pretty much makes a deal with a demon for his soul. So that he can get vengeance upon his ex-boss. which in the movie is portrayed as an Edomite. I'm not sure if the man is an Edomite in real life, but for true sake, he's an Edomite. He's a rich Edomite, and he's on his last breath, and I don't know, I don't really remember the movie if he was just an outborn terrorist or if he had a cause to why he was going to inflict harm on the world, Slovakia. So what he does is he turns his heart, as he's dying, into a pocket device that triggers a plague. In other words, he turns his heart into a bioweapon so that when he dies, the bioweapon is unleashed on the planet Earth. And in the movie, he was saying that how that bioweapon would make SARS and the common flu seem as a mere skin rash, which the flu kills people, man. SARS kill people. Just in 2018, I believe, there was a case of over 5,000 people dying off the flu, and they took the vaccine. So it goes to show you that even the vaccine will not help. You got people taking this coronavirus vaccine. You don't know what the hell you're putting in your body. But anyways, let's get into these scriptures, because this is prophecy, all right? Anything that has to do with prophecy or anything that relates to prophecy can be mentioned, all right? And this is right along with what I just mentioned. This is 2 Ezra 15 and 1. Speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. And the Lord commands us that we speak of the prophecies. You got guys that know the truth, but they're not out there on the highways and byways. Much less, they're not doing videos, okay? Or you got guys that stop doing that. That's all shameful. That's all frowned upon. Okay, your job, if you have this knowledge, is to speak to the children of Israel, his people, which are you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And you do that by preaching unto the world. Okay? Not just where Jake is. You got guys that talk about preaching in the hood, the ghetto. No, man. The scriptures say to go out and preach amongst all nations. Because you're going to have Israelites, especially Israelites of the 1/3, the elect in the 1/3, that are going to look like other nations. Okay? So you have to preach unto all nations. I'm going to tell you straight up, like, your typical Israelite, your typical Negro, Southern Kingdom Israelite is not going to make it. All right, is not going to make it, because a lot of them know who they are and they don't do the work. Okay, the Lord said He's going to turn unto other nations in the scriptures, and when He said that, what He was talking about was turning unto, a younger generation of Israelites. And with the younger generation comes with us being totally different than your typical Israelite. Because a lot of your typical Israelite is super over righteous. Or you got Judah that are super over righteous. They think that you gotta be or I should say super overzealous, that you don't gotta be or that you could only be a dark-skinned Jake in order for you to be an Israelite. You have to be black. You have to be looking like a Southern Kingdom, even if you're from the North. Okay? We got some that know that so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos and Native Americans are Israelites. But in that, you have to look a certain way. They'll call you a terror. Okay, they'll say you're another nation. But the Lord said he's going to turn unto other nations. Meaning he's going to go into the Israelites that totally didn't understand versus the one that do understand but are being wicked. You know? So it says speak the words in the ears of his people. Alright, you gotta teach this word week in and week out on the highways and byways, and also, you know, through the web, constantly kicking this word. Okay, constantly prophesying. Okay, Trump said I forget the word he said. He said like perennial prophets of doom. And the word perennial, if I'm saying it correctly, it means permanent. Okay? Or constant. It says, when you look it up, it says constant, no matter the season. And the scriptures say, okay, to prophesy in season and out of season, week in and week out. Alright? It says, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. All these scriptures are going to come to pass. That's what it means, faithful and true. Okay? They're going to happen. Alright? So yeah, I'm going to scroll down. You know, I'm going to just stick with the scripts and close out with, you know, a few verses. So this is back in, we never left, but this is 2 Ezra 15 and 12. It says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague. So a lot of plagues are going to be unleashed here, man. You know, whether the coronavirus is actually spreading, or if Esau is just pushing a psyop, or if he's just pushing a plan to vaccinate more people. Okay, this stuff is going on. Egypt is still being smitten with the plague. Okay. The coronavirus is a plague. Alright, AIDS, different STDs, those are plagues. And they're being sprang up here because of the wickedness that's going on here. And the Lord is constantly showing you Israelites that he's going to destroy this place. Okay, that you get your head, your mind away from wanting to be here. Okay, from wanting to continue here. Getting you to understand why there's not going to be a continuance here. And he's showing you every day. Okay, in the news, there's a lot of pedophilia going on. A lot of homosexuality, transhumanism, transsexualism, which is all wickedness, man. When you got a man that wants to be a woman and change his body, that's an abomination. When you got a man that wants to change his body to look like a monster or another creature, that is an abomination, man. That's wickedness. Okay, the Lord didn't create you to be that way. If he wanted you to be a cat, he would have put you in a cat body and gave you a cat spirit. If he wanted you to be a fish, he would have did that. He created you to be a male man. You're supposed to be that and act like that. Doing otherwise is an abomination. That's why Egypt's going to be smitten with the plague. And punishment, it says, and punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. That's why he's bringing it upon this place, man. Okay. This is verse 13. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail with a fearful constellation. And the Lord, he is jacking up these crops, man. Sending all kinds of storms. Heard about that Midwest storm that happened last year. You know, right before or right after the Passover of last year, 2019. Just to reconfirm it to the men of the Lord, to reconfirm it to you Israelites and to Esau that this is spiritual Egypt and he is spiritually Pharaoh. Okay, and just like the Lord did unto ancient Egypt, he's going to do it unto Egypt again. That's why the scripture said he's going to smite Egypt again with plagues as before. Okay, and that's a way that the Lord killed a lot of those cattle, man. And you know, Salakia, I have to say this, Salakia, if y'all see me pausing in and out, but I'm at work, you know, just trying to kick a lesson, because, you know, my job, it's not too hectic. Like, I could squeeze videos out, but it just so happens, right now it's a little bit busy out of nowhere, but, you know, I'm going to do the best I can, you know. So yeah, the Lord, he's smiting up these crops, man, smiting these animals, man, cattle, okay, and he's doing it to Egypt. All right, see, the Lord, he's jacking up all these heathen around you. That way you can fear, you can analyze, you can spiritually discern the times that we're in. That's all the Lord wants, is for you to understand and repent. Of course, it's prophecy that 2/3 of our people are not going to repent. So the Lord, he's going to have to bring judgment upon them. When you read the Bible, it's a book of law, statutes, commandments that were given to the Israelites to rule the planet in righteousness and to teach these nations to do so as well. Okay? So that everything can be a better place, man. Okay? It's not because our power is malicious. These laws are perfect. Okay, even the heathen, when they look at our laws, it makes sense unto them. It really does. Okay, that's why sometimes you got a lot of them that actually want to be Jakes. You got a lot of them, when they think about it, they know that what we're saying is true. Okay? So that's why the Lord is jacking up a lot of these crops. He's going to bring a famine, which is another form of plague. Verse 14, it says, Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. And this is happening between governments. This is happening between people. There's going to be a race war. Not something that we say because we want, but something that we're saying because it's prophecy. Okay? It's all what the Lord wants. So therefore, we want it as well. But it's not in the sense of you people can blame us for trying to incite something. No, this is going to happen. Okay, this is prophecy. All right, it's going to happen. You can't stop it. The scriptures say you can do nothing against the truth, only for the truth. Paraphrasing it. Okay. So there's going to be swords that these countries are going to use, that these people are going to use. And one form of sword is plague. Okay, even on some low-level shit, you got people in prison that'll use plagued weapons. Okay, you got hitmen on some higher level wickedness shit. Hitmen they'll use plague to kill their enemies. What will they do? They'll poison bullets with cyanide. Okay, you got Esau. These other nations creating bioweapons. And that's exactly what this lesson is about. Bioweapons, which is a sword that these nations are going to use upon each other. Mainly Esau. Yeah, so that's exactly what's going to happen. Slocky, I keep getting interrupted when I thought I wasn't going to, but, that's how Satan operates as well. Alright, so, this is 2nd Esdras. I'm going to just get to the point. 15 and 17. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And that's what these people on that boat cruise want to do. They want to travel. They want to go somewhere. They want to, they want to be somewhat free. But they can't. Because this plague and fears of this plague is stopping that. This is going to bring about mass quarantine. It says a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Not only are they going to want to go from one city to another, but they're going to want to flee out of the cities and not be able to, because everything's going to be quarantined. They have a TV show that I know that Brother Ralph is watching, but when it first came out, I was watching it. I believe it came out in the summer of 2015 or 2016. And the show is called Containment. Okay? And it's about them containing a city, locking it down, putting a city in quarantine because a Ebola-type plague was spreading, infecting people at a high rate. So yeah, I'm going to read that one more time. The 2nd Esdras 15 and 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Real soon, you people are not going to be able to go anywhere, man. Okay, real soon, there's going to be a pandemic, a plague, an outbreak that restricts you from leaving. You could be at work one day and they shut down New York. Shut down all these cities, separated by regions. You're going to have FEMA come in, which FEMA stands for Federal Emergency Management Agency. They're going to have private military groups, private mercenaries that are going to restrict you from fleeing. Okay, with imprisonment. Okay, with penalties that involve you getting smoked, man. Smoked, put to death. Okay, you're not going to be able to flee San Francisco Bay Area and leave to go into LA, to go into Washington, to go, you know what I mean? All these troops are going to be out here. All right? This is real talk. This is real. Okay. You see that movie, I Am Legend, with Will Smith, where there was a plague outbreak in what appeared to be New York, and it was spreading to the point that they couldn't shut down, to the point that they couldn't leave. Okay, there was people that could leave, and there was people that couldn't. People that could leave, and then there was people that had the plague, and they left you there. Okay? They were showing you that it was locked down to where they had it all blocked off, contained. So the only way you could leave is if you didn't have that plague. But the odds of you not having it was slim, because it spread so quick. Okay? There's gonna be mass death. There was my supervisor and one of my fellow employees, and they were talking about it. I didn't even bring it up. I didn't mention anything, but they're talking about the coronavirus, how it's spreading. Okay, I heard before them that they found cases in California, but even they were talking about it. So whether there's really a case found in California, or if it's just Esau, being a demon, spreading fear, it is what it is, man. But these things are going to happen. So with that, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Arakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders that rule well a great millstone, and salutations to all the hopeful elect. Shalom.